So I had this guy, he came in, he was a SEAL of 20 years. He'd been to Syria, Afghanistan, some of the most dangerous places on earth. Come home on a recent deployment, he's going 5 miles an hour on his motorcycle. A 17-year-old girl, texting and driving, hit him. He lost his leg.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I'm thinking to myself, I am going to get to the underbelly of how he's feeling. Sit down, Brian, how are you doing? How are you really doing? And he looks down at his leg and he goes, oh, you mean my leg? I said, Doc, that was like 6 months ago. What are you talking about? This man had moved on in 6 months from a catastrophic event where so many of us, we can't move on from something that happened 6 years ago. There are patterns of individuals and how they process the external environment and things that happen that make them different.
I'm just playing, I don't fight, I just pray. I only go the way of mistake.
That's lovely, George. I love it. A real gift to be around.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That's a very good question.
I love you guys.
You've given me something to think about.
Going for a lot of outlets.
Just for the record,
Yeah.
I'm about to show you how funny I am.
While she's doing that, I just want to let you know I've been yelling at Grant to get everything rolling because the 3 things that she just threw at me before the show started was... She's like, oh, I'm going to get you ready for your tour,
Okay.
one thing, and then women
Yeah,
have a dysfunctional erection.
Oh, yes.
What are they called?
Female ED. Female ED. So see
How
where
is
it
that
says-
even a thing?
It's a thing. Go ahead,
Okay.
watch this video. It says female ED.
You just showed me a bunch of videos.
No, see, it says female ED. I'm laying on the sofa. Go ahead,
This one.
play. Just see how
And
funny I am
okay,
right now.
okay. Sorry.
We start to think erectile
Wait,
dysfunction.
did you even hear the beginning?
And throw a little blue pill at it. But when it happens to a woman, we call it aging, we call it stress, or worse, we call it all in our head. Here's the truth. You can love your partner and still feel nothing. You can want sex and still feel numb. You can be mentally in the mood, but your body won't respond.
Oh,
This
that's
is
not
real. It's called female sexual arousal disorder,
rest is not
and
funny.
it affects millions
The
of
rest is
women.
not funny.
You're so
Young
cute.
women,
You're
women
very,
on birth
very, very
control,
charismatic.
Women in menopause. It's not rare. It's not your fault. And no, it's not fixed with wine
hooked.
and a sexy playlist. The good news is, nope, you're not broken. When your hormones, nervous system, and mind are working together, desire comes back.
Not very funny.
Sensation comes back.
He's
Connection
interested.
comes
You're into
back. And you can feel like yourself again. No.
She's saying that was it. She wanted you to see the beginning.
Oh, dude.
Because it was funny.
Dog, I'm not gonna
So
lie.
you'll
I've
just
had
fake it,
a
that's
lot of
all.
intros to a podcast. I've never seen somebody say, "You want to see something cool?" Women, it's not in your head. Okay, well, hold on. Well, if we're into this, okay, well, hold on. Let
Okay,
me just
one
do an
more
intro.
thing.
I
I
gotta
wanna
do an
show you
intro.
one more.
I gotta do an intro.
Wait, okay.
Okay, let me do the intro, and then we'll jump into. Hey guys, welcome back to the George Janko Show. Right now, we are on tour for The Man on Water. So if you guys haven't got your tickets, make sure you guys come. Go to thegeorgejankoshow.com, and we have a great episode with Dr. Lyon.
Wait, should I also clap for that?
Yeah, you should clap for yourself.
Yeah.
I did that the other day, by the way. They were like, give it up for George. And I was the first one to clap when I got off stage. And I was like, oh, narcissist. Got it. Okay. I'm excited. We got so much. She showed me a video of her son. He's just like this cute little baby Goku. And he's on the treadmill training to be a Navy SEAL
Yeah,
at
he's
the
4.
moment.
He's 4, yeah.
Yeah, he's already running faster than I am. I just found out that it's not in your head, ladies, that you could still get it up and you don't need a pill. And you know what? Tell your husband to shut up. It's not in your head. This is also not aging. This is what?
Women and erectile dysfunction, they can have their own form of erectile dysfunction.
That's crazy. But is it like, how do you fix that with because we're here, there's probably a girl who just is like, oh, thank goodness I've been.
Someone's talking
Yeah,
about it.
You know
it's
what I
true.
mean?
Hormones.
But that's with men as well, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do you know 40% of men by the age of 40 have erectile dysfunction?
Wow.
40%.
You know it's so messed up. This is messed up. But when I was single and I used to hear this, I used to get excited. I'm like, good, less competition.
I mean, like, that's not totally the solution, but yes.
So funny, dude. Okay, that's not a
All
funny
right,
joke.
so
Okay,
and
I'm
I
so
thought I
sorry.
was hilarious. I'm no longer going to show you my Instagram, so
Tough
check
road.
it. This is not my phone.
Oh, it's fine. Here, I'll take it back. Thank you so much. But wait, That is interesting because actually it's one of the things I'd written down. Let's talk about that. How can we
Wait,
cater?
you wrote this down?
Yes. How?
You
No,
wrote
about
down
hormones, not about the dysfunction.
I was about
But
to say.
since it correlates to the since it
She's
correlates,
asking for a friend.
since it correlates to the hormones, I wanted to ask you because it's something you talk about. How do we cater to our hormones, and how can we better help have stronger hormones?
Okay, I love this question. And for women, have you ever heard of cycle syncing?
Mm-hmm.
Where that you
Of
have
course,
to
we sync
eat-
up all the time.
That would be special and kind of weird. But so there's this idea of cycle syncing. And a lot of information out there is that you should train based on the cycle of your menstrual period. Have you heard about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, don't do that. That totally overcomplicates everything. You should have a good nutrition and training program, and it's not dependent on your period or lack of period.
So how do people even go about doing that? Like, how are they even syncing their workouts with their periods?
They have a
Great
stopwatch.
question. And exactly
So
why
sorry.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Okay.
So this was, I guess we would say this is a first component to myth busting.
Nice. I love myth busters.
Yes, those. And that's really important because you are in an online world now,
Yeah.
a totally online space. And there's so much information out there
Yeah.
that it becomes confusing. What do you do? What's right? What's wrong?
Yeah.
And it's critical to do the right thing at the right time. And that's exactly why I'm excited to be on your podcast because you just started a tour.
Oh, thank you.
And dude, I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna make a joke about the dysfunctional thing. I'm so sorry. I can't. I gotta keep my head on. Sorry. I was just telling a lot of jokes. This is why you can't make me. This is her fault. She had so many jokes before we started.
so
And
many
she got
jokes.
my goofball mind going. And then she was like, "Please, let's talk about doctor stuff." And I'm like, "Dude, how dare you?
I'm a pro at that.
How dare
yes.
you? Could you turn the AC off? I am chilly." Okay,
Wait,
so
so I am excited to be here because I'm going to make you better on stage.
okay, talk to me. How?
Okay. Well, first of all, do you get nervous? You said you were kind of amped up. This is new.
I think
Talk me through it.
I get nervous like maybe 3 minutes, like when my opener is like performing, then my heart starts racing. But nervous as in like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna do bad. Thank God, no. I like listen to like worship music, and I'm
Love
just
that.
like, yo, I'm gonna blow their faces off when I come out there. Like, so I do have this level of confidence that I think I'm the best.
That's incredible. That's actually what it takes. But I am going to tell you something else.
Oh, okay, amazing.
That I told you before that I was married to a SEAL, that
Yes.
I am married to a SEAL. I was
Yeah.
a SEAL for 10 years. Part of my practice, I'm a practicing medical doctor,
Yeah.
you know, like the doctors speak. Very serious.
Yes, doctor.
And there are a handful of traits and characteristics that those individuals that are the most successful at what they do have.
I think I know what it is.
No way.
Okay.
What is it?
Is it confidence?
No.
Okay, then I have no idea.
Working out.
I mean, that's important, but no.
Strong.
Neutrality.
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 Like being just
Yes.
What?
Neutral.
Yeah, how
Yes.
did you-
And that is
neutrality?
not
That sounds like you're about to
like you.
prescribe it to me.
You know what? If I could do neutrality in a bottle, I would.
What does that mean, neutral? Like when people are like, "Yo, how you doing?" I'm like, "Neutral."
You wouldn't be the most excited person at the party, and people might not want to hang out with you if you.
So
kinda
that
like-
sucks. Why would I want to be neutral?
But listen to this.
All right.
I want to tell you a story. Okay. After I finished my fellowship, I opened up a practice in New York City, Fifth Avenue. Have you been to New York?
Yeah,
It's a madhouse.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Central Park.
yeah,
You know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
As you can imagine, my clientele, if you're living in New York City, you're rich. Period. End of story.
Yeah.
I opened up a practice across from a park, Central Park. Celebrities, professional athletes, all of the things that a young doctor would be so excited to help out with and treat.
Yeah.
They weren't my people. Until a tier 1 operator, which is a SEAL or an elite warfighter, walked through that door.
What does that mean by they're not your people?
Meaning, in order to be a good doctor, you have to be deeply connected with the people that you're treating. Let me rephrase that. In order to be an exceptional doctor, you have to be very connected to the mission of the person that you are treating.
Then let me ask you, what is it like first, before even moving forward, to be considered a good doctor?
A good doctor
Yeah,
is
a great doctor, actually.
Let's talk about what
good-
I like where you're going with this. Let's
Okay.
talk about good
We'll
doctor.
keep the first question.
Yeah,
Okay,
let's
thank
keep
you.
that one. A good doctor is a doctor that can recognize patterns of illness.
Smart
Okay?
patterns, not potential.
Patterns.
Yeah.
A great doctor is a person that can recognize patterns of people. Because when you recognize patterns of people, then you are able to get in there and move the needle for them and with them
Got it. Get to the root cause.
of who that person is.
Because every person, there's just different versions of them, and they have the
Yes.
same patterns. Bro, what did I tell you about this? Okay, somebody asked me one time, they're like, "How do?" I'm so sorry. Is he bothering you? We can throw him on that side of the room.
No, I'm taking him home with me.
Okay. He's a
in my
good boy. He's
suitcase.
actually the best boy. I feel like there's different households, but there's versions of people that are scattered all over the place because of their own patterns. And people get stuck in these patterns and they focus on just that. When they're always focused on a potential where they're not even focusing on the micro patterns that they could fix to get to a better potential.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's a horizon. It's a moment in time of doing the next right thing.
Yeah.
And when you know what that next right thing is, you can become exceptional. So let me tell you what happened. I started seeing these patients, and again, a good doctor is a doctor that can recognize a pattern of disease. You expect that, but an exceptional doctor recognizes patterns of people, the archetype of the person sitting in front of you.
Yeah.
The most successful patients that I have ever had and continue to have carry a few things in common. Number one, they are neutral. And you're like, Doc, what does neutrality mean? So I had this guy, he came in, he was a SEAL of 20 years, and he'd been to Syria, Afghanistan, some of the most dangerous places on earth during war times. Yeah. Came home from a recent deployment, and he was a breacher. Do you know what a breacher is?
A preacher?
A breacher.
Breacher.
Now, I know you know what a preacher is, but a breacher.
Isn't that one a breacher? I'm not sure.
The first guy through the door. They're the ones that they blow everything up.
They're the first.
They're the first guy.
Line of defense. Okay, whoa.
One of the most dangerous jobs.
Yeah, literally. You're the collateral.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Never been injured, 20 years of
What?
service. Okay. Come home on a recent deployment. He's going 5 miles an hour on his motorcycle. A 17-year-old girl texting and driving hit him.
No way.
His name is Brian, still a patient. He lost his leg.
Oh my God, dude.
Wow.
Sitting in front of me, just like how you and I are sitting now. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I'm seeing Brian today. He's got to be a mess. I cannot believe this career of service that he has dedicated himself to is now over because of a 17-year-old girl texting and driving. Okay? So he's sitting very much like how we're sitting now, and I'm thinking to myself, I am going to get to the underbelly of how he's feeling. Sit down, Brian, how are you doing? He looks at me, looks around, he's like, well, Doc, I'm having some phantom limb pain and I'm really tired. And I'm like, no, brother. How are you really doing? And he took a second and he looked at me like, I don't know, I asked him for a box of tampons or something. And he looks down at his leg and he goes, oh, you mean my leg? Yeah, Brian. I said, Doc, that was like 6 months ago. What are you talking about? This man had moved on in 6 months from a catastrophic event where so many of us, we can't move on from something that happened 6 years ago.
100%.
That's deep.
And it was in that moment of an extraordinary response that I realized there are patterns of individuals and how they process the external environment and things that happen that make them different. And someone listening is like, well, that's crazy and that's extreme. You do not have to be a Navy SEAL to have those type of experiences.
How does a man get that type of experience?
Well, first of all, let's talk about why he responded that way. Things happen in life, and then we have the opportunity to respond. Stress is always an opportunity. There's this narrative that stress is always bad, and it's fight or flight, and we need a warm bubble bath and a foot rub. I need all of those things, but please don't take away my stress. It is a privilege. In that moment of his experience, he had a choice to tell a narrative about how bad it was, how his life has changed, what it meant. And he had the choice to not. And because he chose a no narrative scenario, he was able to get off the X and move on rapidly. And I have seen that. And why I share this is because I think that you guys are doing big things in the world.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Thank you.
You are. You are doing those things. My job and my privilege as a physician and as a person is to be able to support those individuals that change the world. And that's how I've always felt as a physician, that I was lucky enough to care for the people that change the world. And so by sharing some of these mental frameworks with you and your beautiful wife, I think that we'll be able to change the world.
Thank you so much.
Where did this passion come from? Where did it stem from you?
I was born with it. I
So
think
you,
we're all
you were born with that ability to like what this Navy SEAL has, and it's like kind of like there's a problem, there's obviously a solution. Let's take a deep breath and like conquer that. Do you ever get overwhelmed sometimes when you're about to get on stage?
You know that meme with you're sitting, the meme it's with the fire and the flames are everywhere, and there's the little dog. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Are you talking
That
about
is
Kermit
just-
the Frog? He's like,
I love her. This is why I love her so much.
I love her too.
Dude, we'll be like over here pointing. She's like, yeah, look at that thing over there. Look at it.
you haven't seen Kermit the Frog and he's on fire?
Belle,
He's
she
like,
No.
literally said dog. She
Okay,
said
so
dog.
this is fun. Have you seen this?
No, I've never seen that either. Life
So
is
fire and flame, and it's just, this is fine. It's all fine. It's all fine. One of your team members is Jess laughing in the back. Jess, did you just laugh? Or is it Grant? Because it's funny. It's hilarious. But, the world around can be chaotic and crazy. And I was not always this way. I would say that I am very centered and stable. I learned a lot of that from my husband, who's a former Navy SEAL of 10 years, who's now a surgeon.
whoa.
He's a surgeon?
He's in his surgical training and works like 120 hours a week.
What kind of surgeries?
Urology, men's health, men's and women's health,
Oh, interesting.
kidneys.
Do you guys ever spend
penises.
time with each other? You guys, I
All
feel
the
like you're
time.
on missions.
All the time. We're kidding. It's 10 p.m. at night. She's like, honey, let's go do the Peloton. I'm like, okay. It's not exactly what I had in mind, but okay.
That's so funny. Me and her were like Postmates and Friends marathon.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Wait, so, okay. What makes you the dog in the meme with the fire around?
Yeah.
So I am a mom of 2 little kids, right? A 4 and a 6-year-old. I run 4 businesses. I have a podcast, YouTube with Axel, who's really helping with that. A book. I wrote a New York Times bestseller. I have another book coming out, and I still have a medical practice.
Insane.
That's insane. And you know how I do it?
How?
And I learned this from a former SEAL Team 6 commander named Rich Davini, who would be an amazing guest for you. He's an incredible human. One horizon at a time. Just one moment at a time.
That makes you want to breathe.
Just one moment. One moment at a time.
So, do you look? Okay, for example, I'm actually on this, so I'm loving this conversation because I look at the world from a spiritual realm, and I feel like you're looking at it from a military standpoint, and you're like trying to get all of this kind of like.
No, it all comes from a higher place.
Oh, okay, beautiful. So then you'll understand what I'm saying. Like every day now, I'm just set in my day, and it gives me a lot of peace. Is that what you're doing, or are you still like planning a month out or a year out and doing all these things? How does the what is it, the horizon? Sorry,
Horizon.
How does the horizon eye set? Like, what does that
Yes.
look like?
I am leaning more into my spiritual side because I think that that's where I started with a strong belief in God and a strong belief that I was here and am here for a mission. I do believe that that is why I'm sitting in this seat,
Amen.
without a shadow of a doubt. My day-to-day is challenging. I have a lot of responsibility. It's a lot of responsibility to do good, meaningful work. And also, I'm a mom. I don't outsource my kids. I don't have full-time help. Is that insane? When I'm done with your interview, I'm going to do another interview, and then I'm going to get on a red eye to go home so I can be at church tomorrow morning with my kids at 9 a.m.
Beautiful.
Bro, you're a powerhouse.
Tell me that's not insane.
I love that. And you said that I want to get back to my spirituality, and there was something that rang in my heart to kind of give it to you. And I don't know if this is, I hope this is not too far, but this is like what kind of shot out of my heart. My heart said, you're already loving your neighbor. And I think you already know that that's where your desires are. And when Jesus was going to the cross and he turns to his disciples, he says, I'm going to leave you with these last 2 commandments. And if you could do these 2 commandments, then you'll complete the law. And it's love your God with all of your heart and love your neighbor as yourself. And I've come to the realization that if I fail to love my God with all of my heart, then I'm going to fail at loving my neighbors, because the source of love comes from the higher power. And so when I get replenished and I sit in his presence, I don't go into the world and take what the world is giving me. I give the world what God is giving me. And I love what you're doing. And I believe that God has a great plan with you. And I'm excited to see how you develop in the spiritual realm, because you're killing it as a doctor right now.
Yeah,
I'm learning a lot already. It's only like 19 minutes
it's
in.
so interesting. So interesting.
I really appreciate that, because I instill that in my children. My children have a very strong God-centric view, which, again, we feel very passionate about. And I think that I spend a lot of time driving forward, feeling as if this is my mission to take care of my neighbor, which that actually is the easy part for me, to do the work and to execute. But I do think spending a little more time with God in a spiritual sense is going to be and is the next piece for me in order to get through to the world.
Amen.
Yeah, 1,000,000%.
You know why I think it is? Because I think God's such a patient God, and he's watching you deal with everything you're doing, and you're doing a miraculous job doing it. But there's a version of you in your mind that you're like, God, I want to be here. And God says, I love that, but that desire can't be accomplished without you and me being together. Like,
I
you
think
get what I'm
that
saying?
that's right. I do.
Yeah.
I think that that's right. And I'm going to get back to you on this. I'm going to spend time, and I'm going to get back to you on this.
I can't wait.
I'm going to see how.
I literally
how-
I'm dealing with this just as you are. Like, I'm going, like this tour that I'm going on, every moment of it, every glimpse of it, every time I look at it from a business or a production or a performance, I was like, my God, if my Lord's hands wasn't involved in it, I wouldn't be thriving in this. Do you know where the word holy comes from?
No, tell me.
So it's when they used to say the holy, holy God, the God of Israel, the God of the Gentiles, but he's a holy God. And one day I was sitting there and I was like, wait, what does holy mean? Like, what does holy mean? Like, can I be holy? Is it like, what's the definition of holy? And it's his hold on everything and all things.
I love that.
So if
love
you
that.
are moving without him, that's not holy. But if you move with him, it is holy. My mom used to tell me, you get up and ask God for strength, wisdom, faith, and knowledge. And as soon as I hit that point, I know you said it's like every horizon at a time.
One horizon at a time.
Every time I look at a problem, I used to say, well, God, look how big my problems are. And then my mom trained my brain to say, no, but look how big my God is. So it's like I look at it as if I hit an obstacle, I start rejoicing because I'm like, wow, I can't wait to praise my God in front of everybody once this is done. And this is giving me like such of that neutral thing that you were talking about, that peace.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is where my
That's
foundation
right.
of it is.
That is what I've seen over and over again, of those individuals that are able to do extraordinary things.
Well, it's interesting because a lot of the things that you talk about, like neutrality, the not being so, like rushing through everything, they are at the end of the day kind of like what God already teaches us to do. And whether it's interesting because it's like whether you know it or not, it's like your spirit was drawn to feel like this is right, And I was just listening to a worship song yesterday, and it's beautiful because she said, God, get rid of my quickness. And it seems like the slower I go, the quicker I arrive,
The slower I go, the quicker
Amen.
I arrive.
Yeah.
Right?
I heard a saying once. It
Yes.
says the fastest way to get there is slowly. And I was like, "Whoa, these are deep."
These are deep.
Yeah.
Well, it's because we're like the Bible says, be quick to listen and slow to speak. And I think that with that analogy, the slow to speak analogy, the being neutral, are you humble enough to know that there's something bigger than you that's in control? Like, for example, if you look at somebody and they don't have God in their life, but they're thriving in this center, that doesn't mean God didn't loan it. Like, even when they were taking God to the cross, he literally says, he goes, you only have this power because I've given it to you. So even the enemies or even the high places, everything is given to that person from God. And so once you think of it that way, a lot of people go, why God, why God? But I don't know about you, but every time I ever looked back in my life and I used to cry and say, why God, why God? Give it a year later and I'm like, why God? I'm so glad you did that. Like, I'm so glad that that relationship died. I'm so glad that this career pivoted. I'm so glad that you ripped the Band-Aid off. Your children, how many times are you going to let them almost touch fire and be like, hey, son, don't touch that? Or are you going to smack their hand and be like, hey, buddy, get your hand out of there?
Or do I let them touch it and they never do it again?
But okay, so how dangerous, how far can we get with that? Let's talk about parenting with that. Like how far, because no, that's a great question.
I cannot say that I am the best parent in the world, but I can say I'm an extremely conscious parent. I'm extremely conscious and aware because I don't believe we raise kids.
You're present.
I believe that we raise adults. I'm not here to raise a child. I'm raising an adult. I'm raising a member of society to be good and to be righteous and to be just and to be strong and to be disciplined and kind and loving. I tell my kids there are 5 things. You are kind, you are courageous, you are worthy, you are loved, and I guess that's only 4.
I love that. And the other spot is open for you, kiddo. You can just put in anything you want. That's so funny. My mom, I want somebody to comment down which president this was or whose story this was, but I wanted to talk to you about this because I want to get your opinion as a doctor about this. But my mom, growing up, the teachers they would hate me. They would say the meanest things to me. And my mom would come home and speak a lot of life into me. And so I asked her one day, I go, Mom, what gave you that wisdom to, let me bring this closer.
Oh, no, this is giving me exercise. I like it.
What gave you the wisdom to like treat me that way and like love me, even though like you didn't take the approach of like scolding me or being like aggressive with me or rude with me like the teachers were? And she says, well, God taught us with love. That's one. So that incoherently she learned that like I learned better with love. I don't learn good with like hurtful words. That was one. And then there was a story she learned, and I think it was about a president. I don't remember who it was or anything like that, but she said that the teacher would write a letter to the parent, just like really bad things about the kid, and then giving it to him and say, have your mother read this when you get home. And the mother would read it, but read it in a lie.
Oh, I love that.
She would be like, oh, she says you can't concentrate, but because you're full of so much energy and positivity and like you're adventurous and imaginative. And so he became the president one day or something very successful. And when he went back after years, his mother passed away, he read the actual notes and it was completely different. And he says, but this is what built my foundation. Internal
dialogue.
Yeah.
The conversations that you have with yourself. And that is what I have seen is that those individuals that an internal dialogue of positivity is incredible. And we know that from a medical standpoint, it has so many positive implications about inflammation in our body, about our own physiology. Yes.
I didn't know it could cause inflammation.
Yes. And on the flip side, negative internal dialogue, negative feelings of experience. So put yourself in this position. Think about a time. Have you always been with the Lord? Have you always felt connected to God? Was there ever a time that you didn't?
A few years I had like a rocky relationship, but I've always had a good relationship with the Lord, yeah.
For you?
For me, yeah.
When there were times that, let's say something happened that wasn't, it was less than ideal, and maybe you felt very stressed, and that stress lingered, you have that feeling, right? And you can almost feel the inflammation and this, people will talk about increased cortisol, all of this stuff. Let me put it to you this way. If there are 2 people and one is a SEAL and one is not, and they're both standing on the edge and they're ready to jump out of a plane, you have a SEAL who's like, yeah, this is amazing. You check his pulse and is like kind of normal, but his blood pressure is high, right? Because anyone's blood pressure would be high getting ready to jump out of the plane, and he's got his adrenaline up and his cortisol up, and he's ready to go. And then you have the person next to him, let's just say it's me, and they're peeing on themselves, and they're like, this is the worst idea I've ever had. I'm so terrified. I want a refund. I don't want to do this. They're both getting ready to jump out of the plane. They're both getting ready to do the exact same thing. One person, cortisol is maybe not as elevated. Maybe their pulse is high, but their blood pressure is under control. The cascade of adrenaline is maybe blunted. And then the other person who's having the exact same experience, may or may not be me, cortisol is through the roof. Inflammatory markers are generated. My blood pressure is up. I am terrified, and my body responds to the same way. Two people, same experience. One interprets it as amazing, can't wait to do it, put me in, coach. And the other one is like, this is the worst decision I ever made. If I were to take blood markers of both of those people, which do you think would show more inflammation and negative stress?
You?
Yeah, me, who's like terrified. It is not the external world. From a doctor's perspective, it is all about the internal response to the stimulus.
This is cool.
And if we can understand and lean in and control, whether it's through God or whatever someone's spiritual belief is or belief, then as people are in situations, before you had God or were more stable, you were always like me, right? Oh my gosh. Every situation, something like that.
Yeah.
You're probably much more refined and
No.
you got that under control. But imagine all of the situations like that. But there are two sides of the coin. The other person is reinterpreting the stress. This is for me. This is exciting. I can't wait to get it done. Physiologically, those people will be healthier.
This is wild. This is so... There was a point in my life where I was a few years where I was stressed and anxious about just life, and I gained so much weight, and I started behaving not like me. I never was anxious or depressed. Never in my life. Like even when I was a kid, I never had it. Thank God I got out of it. But when I was praying to God and asking for tools, because if I'm in a hole, I need tools to get out of this hole, right? It's not impossible, but you need the right tools. And the one thing he put in my heart, which is so awesome to have you talk from the scientific standpoint of it, because I've been doing it from a spiritual point, but had no idea what the science side of it says. But God says, you're made in my image. In the beginning was the word. How I exist is by him speaking, by speaking things. And then later on in the gospel, it says life and death begin on the tongue. And that I noticed during these moments of my life, I was very negative. I spoke very negative about myself. I was very anxious. So I was speaking these dark thoughts that I had in my head. And so God was telling me, he goes, it all starts from the spiritual, and the spiritual renews your mind, and your mind will tell your body how to behave. And so I had to reprogram my spiritual side so that way it could whisper good thoughts to my mind. So that way, I know it sounds crazy, but I started by looking in the mirror and telling myself good things about myself. And like really reworking how my brain saw, because I noticed my pattern was bad of how I was speaking to myself. And then I adjusted this, and all of a sudden I started to believe it. I started to really care for myself again. And then that's how I started to walk back in the direction that I used to.
I love that. You were your own best friend. You had your back. And that's actually not really taught. We learn math, we learn physics, we learn science, we learn all of these things, but we do not learn how to think and process information.
Right.
And we are in an environment that we are told one thing, and humans are very interesting. There's two things I find fascinating about humans, and it's not their clothes or their socks, because my husband cannot find either. It is, humans are predictable. If you know yourself, you have a predictable response.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. So it's, say someone who's watching this is starting a nutrition plan or a new diet or something. And it's Friday night, and they've told themselves that on Friday, I don't drink, I don't eat ice cream. And then Friday night comes along.
Yeah.
What do you think?
They're turning up.
They are doing the thing. And then the next day, they are shocked that they did that. And you're like, wait, how many years have you been doing that? You've been doing the same thing and having the same response for the last 15 years. Why are you surprised that you did the thing, drank and ate ice cream?
Yeah.
But you can plan for that in your moments before stress or the storm happen.
Talk to me.
Okay. We experience the world as if something is a new experience. Oh my gosh, that Friday night came. Oh my gosh, I got stressed and turned to drugs and alcohol. This is what you know that you do. And it could be any of those things. You just pick. But humans are predictable. And because humans are predictable, there is an opportunity to choose before the event. Okay. I have one of my patients, he is this big time speaker, CEO person. And every year in Vegas, I saw the size of the stadium that you speak in. They are massive. Every year he would call me, I'd wait for the call. He'd go, he'd speak, he'd make millions of dollars. And then the next day I'd wait for the call. And the call was, Doc, I'm so depressed. I don't feel like doing anything. I'm off my diet. I'm off my nutrition plan. So you know what we did? This last time, we leveraged his human predictability. So we knew that as high as he was going to allow himself to go, as amped up, as excited, as in the back doing push-ups, which I might be doing it later, he was so amped up that as high as he went was as low as he was going to fall.
The crash.
The crash. You know that crash, don't you? Have you had that crash?
Is it after performance?
Yeah.
So, and I'm not just saying this. This is truly like
Talk to me.
There is, I could feel a level of like, you know, you just did all of that and now it's all gone. And there's this emptiness or like a depleting factor. Mm-hmm. But when I sit backstage or afterwards, I sit there and I just go through a gratitude list.
Holy cow.
I go through this thing of like, God, I can't believe I'm even here and I'm grateful to even be here. And though I feel this feeling now, I rejoice in it because there's another day to come or that he can give me strength. And once I'm in there I'm not exaggerating, within 5 to 10 minutes, I'm back to where I was before.
Is it Bella or Belle?
Belle?
Belle. You just taught me what I came here to teach you.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, let's go.
Podcast over.
Yeah. Well, could you help me break this down? Because remember, I only know the
So
spiritual. I don't know the science of it.
Was going to tell you, I sat down and in my mind, I was thinking, how can I be of service to this couple? And in my mind, the idea of being of service is to help you do the things that you do, as big as you do them, and to help from the underbelly. And one of the things that I see for entrepreneurs and speakers and people who are out there are these ebbs and flows. As high as they go is as low as they go. Okay, so you're with me. Just like Brian, the SEAL, who's very neutral. And the story that I was talking to you about was I didn't get to tell you in detail what the most successful people do. Those that are so mission driven that allow them to day after day, week after week, show up and do their zone of genius. And it is a level of neutrality, and it is based on dopamine. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter, neurochemical that is related to drive and motivation. There is the high and the low. Those that are able to never get too high and never get too low do not go through those ebbs and flows. So this guy that I was talking about,
oh, this is crazy.
Every time after the event, he was crashed out. And that crash took us 2 to 3 months to get him back.
Wow.
We did something different. I didn't allow him to get pumped up. I didn't allow him to play loud music, do the push-ups, have more caffeine, have more nicotine gum, any of those things. It was, you are going there, it's just another Tuesday, and you are showing up to do your work. And when you are done talking in front of 10,000 people, you are going to be grateful, be centered, be smooth. And it's just another Tuesday.
Wow. Oh, so interesting.
Yo, this is wild. And I'll tell you where I got the spiritual sense of it, which is I would like to start by saying this. How I pray with my relationship with God is I ask him like a good father, don't give me anything I can't handle. Because if I can't handle and I walk away from you over it, if it's money, if it's fame, if it's power, if it's anything, if I retrieve a gift, but then I forget the gift giver, it's pointless and it's disrespectful. And so I said, God, I don't want this, but I've been in this game for 11 years. And what I just started last weekend, to me, I feel like it's just the beginning. And I told my family, I was talking to my mom, I said, I finally understand why God let me have it now, because when I'm on stage, I'm not glorifying myself. I'm seeing myself as a servant. Like, I'm here to serve you guys. I'm going to do the best I can. But if I fail you guys, God will mold me. If I do really good, then praise him. So my high is not really my high. It's his high. And then when I walk off stage, my low is not my low. I'm monitoring my pattern, and I'm praying he gives me wisdom to adjust the things in my patterns to serve the people and God more. And then so I just walk off stage, and then I just hang out with my wife and go for a walk.
I just want to take a moment, because that's extraordinary. And that is what it takes to change the world. And
It's the Lord.
And I will
Amen.
also tell you that, I don't know, I'm kind of thrown off because I'm having all these internal emotions, which you may or may not be able to tell, because I guess people say I have a resting bee face. Which
No,
I
not
won't
at
say.
all. I've never seen that
Friends.
once.
Anyway.
You have a very sweet face.
Thank you. Thank you. Mom, did you hear that?
She's the one that's been telling you that?
She's calling to remind you.
Right. I turned my phone off because I was prepared for that. Okay, so I have to think about this because, again, I would say I have done 3 podcasts where I shared, okay?
Yeah.
Where I'm talking to you as I'm talking to you and Belle, because I always feel that it's not about me. And I'm extremely hesitant to talk or share or be vulnerable or expose anything, because I don't think what I am doing is relevant. It's not me, it's the mission.
Amen.
And because of that, I don't have the highs and the lows and it all feels like fire all around because I'm raising 2 kids and, running businesses and really hoping to change the world. But I never do it from a place that it's me. It's not about me. And you and Belle are saying that you have that same experience. And I believe that that is what it takes to be unscathed in the world of offering up ourselves to humanity to make it better.
That's the gospel.
Yeah.
Think about this. When Jesus says, when they see you, they should see me. So how could they see him while looking at you? And the best analogy that I could put, which you do this, but you know how you explain to me the science side of things? I'm going to explain to you the spiritual side of things.
All right, I'm ready.
When you're humbling yourself and being meek and putting yourself out there and learning about the patterns and using the spiritual side, when you are positioning your heart for the Lord, it's like taking a mirror for this light. If I position this mirror perfectly for this light to shine on it, then it could shine on someone else. But if you're thinking about yourself, you're just looking in the mirror and you're not doing anything. So what we've done is positioned ourselves for the Lord, for then that way we could perform better. What you've done is positioned yourself for the Lord to be a servant. But also you say you don't want to be deep and vulnerable. That's my only problem with you. And I'll tell you why. Because you should preach every day, all the days, every moment, and sometimes use words. So your actions, actions are already preaching enough. The way you're behaving, the way your kids, the way they look at you, they're not really listening to your words. They're watching how you're behaving.
No, and people don't act because they're interested. They don't act for any other reason other than they are inspired.
Just how your son, you showed me a video of him walking on the treadmill. This 4-year-old is walking like a grown man. He got that from your husband.
Yeah.
Right?
My husband definitely walks like that.
Yeah.
He walked like he couldn't fit through the door.
And by the way, he's 4. He's like 40 pounds.
He was 4?
He's 4. My son is 4.
I thought he was 14. The kid's a big boy.
My son is 4.
He's like almost my height then. Okay, well,
I like what you're saying. I came here to give, and I'm actually receiving. Thanks. Thank you.
I want to dive
We're
deeper.
receiving.
I think that this podcast, it's going a lot deeper than maybe even you thought. I want to know one question from you. What is the room or moment or business action you're doing right now where the room's on fire? You're not panicking, but it's a little bit hotter than in the other positions that you're in.
Yeah, I'm in new territory for me. I've spent 17 years in education. I studied for 17 years. I look great for 25, don't I?
Yeah.
You do.
Anyway, so I trained for 17 years, trained by one of the, I love that Belle's smiling at me. Belle, that was good, right?
That was
a
really
joke.
good.
Okay.
That's really good.
17 years being extremely humbled by education, and it was very difficult. I come out of fellowship, and I had just been at the bedside of, dying people, end of their life, just very, very challenging. I open up social media, and I see all this fake information out there. So all this misinformation about how you should eat and all of these things, and it struck me to my core that at that moment that I believe if you have the ability to do something, to fix what you see is unjust or happening, you have a responsibility to do it. 2015, I started doing some social media. I was so nervous. My armpits were sweating, my face was sweating to do my first post,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I don't know. Did you feel that way? No, but it's right. Who
I
feels
think
that way?
everybody does. I think you would have to be a robot or a Navy SEAL to
They definitely have no internal narrative.
I mean, bro, they're walking into exploding walls and you know what I mean, with guns attached to them. I get sweaty going into Target, and I'm like, dude,
Totally.
I got to get out of here.
Totally, it's a different breed. I would say that he and watching him has been the best learning lesson ever in my entire life.
Well, we're all sheep. You are who you hang out with,
Yeah.
and you've been hanging out with some amazing human beings.
Amazing.
You're
Well, look at
blessed.
today. I am blessed.
Yeah.
I feel extremely blessed. So you asked me about this question. I'm sitting in fire, and I started on this mission because I believe the world can be stronger and more resilient. I truly believe that we could have culture of people that are both strong of body and of heart and of mind.
Amen.
I know it to be true, and it's not what I see. So I started doing a podcast and all these things. And listen, I will tell you this. Medicine is the modality of service that I use.
What is modality? mean?
Modality. It's the entry point to people.
Is it modality means entry?
No, modality. So for example, I always have believed that I have a gift of seeing people for who they are and supporting them and the underbelly of what they need to become the best version of themselves.
Okay, man, yeah.
From a little girl.
Well, that's an amazing trait for a
From
doctor.
a little girl.
Yeah.
And I chose medicine, meaning becoming a doctor, as the entry point to be of service to people.
Okay.
Right.
Amen. Yeah.
So this was
The beginning, yeah.
the beginning of how I was going to be able to be of service to people was through medicine, being a doctor. And I will tell you that that has always been that way since a little girl. And medicine is the modality, the entry point to people.
It's amazing.
Now, it's not easy. And after my first book, Forever Strong, I became a New York Times bestseller. It has always been about the mission. It's never about the messenger, the person, which then puts you in a different landscape, one that I'm very unfamiliar with more demands, writing another book, doing another podcast, having other businesses. It puts you in a place, at least for me, where it feels like flames are all around. Holy cow.
So you're saying correct me if I'm wrong, I'm just trying to gather. In the beginning, it was about medicine and people, but where God is taking you, it has to be about your character and what you're demonstrating. So
No, it's always been that way.
So are you having a hard time separating yourself from your business?
No. It is now, in order to do the job that I feel is necessary for the world, in order to truly accomplish and provide the value that I believe that I was uniquely positioned and designed to do, it is a new landscape to be able to push and put myself out there, not even myself, to get the mission out there. And part of me is thinking, okay, well, if you believe in God, then God's going to do it for you. But I am, my job, I will tell you what I believe my job to be is, again, I told you, how do we have a world and a universe where someone is collectively, holistically strong in mind, body, and spirit? Okay? The only way to do that, and especially for women, by the way, we don't have a ton of role models. And we don't have a ton of female doctor role models that are moms, that are actually the ones still taking care of your kids.
Yeah.
I mean, usually I travel with my kids. You're thanking me now that I didn't. But needless to say, I'm taking a red eye so I can be there in the morning so we can go to church.
Yeah.
But this is now entering a new landscape. It's like a new level.
Yeah.
That there's a lot more pressure and a lot more expectation of myself to be able to truly actualize what I believe that I was put here to do.
Amen.
So and if I'm understanding correctly, before it was more of your personal one-on-one
Nobody cared.
relationship.
No one cared what I was doing.
Right. And now you're on stage, you're more publicized. Now it's more you being put in front of the public eye. And so you're having to navigate through having kind of eyes on you when you feel like before you were just the vessel to deliver the message.
Also, it's like another thing is like she doesn't want to be like the bad information that's out there. So the higher up, the better it is, but the higher risks there
Yes.
are,
Of
course, yeah.
the
Yes.
farther the drop down is. What's your way of intertwining gratitude with this thought process that cools down the room?
Well, I also want to make sure that I am explaining myself because I think that you guys might be able to shed some light. The mission and the drive, and it's a responsibility to do this stuff. It has always been that. But the landscape is noisier now, right?
yeah,
There's
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot more.
Yeah.
It's a lot more, and I'm trying to do my best to explain these things in a way so that I can actually get more help. And it's a lot of responsibility. Everything I did mattered before, but I have to be very careful about the things that I say and the way that I say it and the information that is said and the ability to make sure that I am always committed and driving forward because the mission is so important that it can't fail because I didn't do something.
Amen. Yeah. I have the answer for you.
And so that's what I have. That's what I've been feeling is how do I grow the podcast? How do I grow and I say these things and make this book to the mainstream. It's not because I need to quote, grow the podcast.
No, we know your heart. I
It's
see where you're at.
How
to finish the mission.
I don't want to finish because I'm not ready to go.
Yeah.
But how do we bring this mission forward in the way that it's meant to be? That I feel so compelled to do. And so anyway, with that, I just saying it's a lot more responsibility, just a lot of stuff.
So here's the thing, and this
don't
is
tell
so
me it's
beautiful.
about getting a babysitter.
It's not about a babysitter. No, I think you're doing. By the way, I just want to give you your flowers on that. It's cool to have a job. It's cool to have a podcast. It's cool to have an empire. But it's so much cooler to raise your kids.
I was telling Belle that. Belle, what guest comes in and says, "Hey, you want to see a picture of my kids?"
No, I love it. I love seeing all of it. Her love for her children is just so sweet. Like it's as if you're seeing all these photos and all these videos for the first time. It's so sweet.
I mean, it matters, right? And that matters the most. That matters the most.
Bro, I love conversations like this, like especially with people that are so easy to talk to and get so deep. It's the best. But in the beginning of this episode, you said my next part of my life is grabbing onto that spiritual side and going deeper in it, which I want to remind you, God is the God of foreshadow. So the Old Testament is just a foreshadow of the new one. He loves to play with time and space, just to show his hands in there. So he could show you that he's really omnipotent. He's everywhere. And then you were saying how we're handling things, and then we're putting the science and the faith together. They go hand in hand. So you know that there's evidence that the spiritual side can make the world, even its science, show its proof in it. When you were saying that there was so much noise, ironically, this is what I'm trying to teach people in my tour. And it's how to be the man on water. And how to be the man on water, it's about Peter. When he jumps out into the water, when you jump into water in an ocean during a storm where you're dealing with a huge storm, a chaotic atmosphere, a world that needs calmness and meekness. There's thunder, there's roaring waters. When you go underneath the water, it's where we feel when we get anxious. I can't breathe. It's a little much. Like, God, am I moving the right way for you? Because noise is happening. And this is where Peter falls into the water. And it's when he locks his eyes off of God. When he's looking at God, he's on the water. But as soon as thunder hits, our problems, too much noise. Is this book the right direction? Or am I going too much this direction? What's the information on this? Should I press into more? So we're looking at what is else in and we're in the water. But if we look at God and we believe his words when he says, seek first the kingdom and all of its righteousness, and then the rest shall come. You didn't get a best author book, New York, because of your genius. God gave you the wisdom and you put it to use.
Yes.
So you didn't have to hunt for it. The ability came through the gifts that God gave you. If you lock in now, because what I'm thinking you're trying to say is you've built yourself up so high that now realistically you're like, any wrong move, any other direction, anything, it means so much to me because now it's not one patient, it's 10,000 patients. It's not one guy listening to me in the room, it's 10,000 plus the millions online. What I'm saying is God knew about it. God knew about the little waves that were destroying you back in the day when you were in medical school, and he looked at it like it was kids' play. And what you're finding daunting to you now is still child's play to him. There was a place when the disciples were on the boat. They were watching him do miracles. They were doing all this stuff. The seas were roaring. They woke Jesus up at the bottom of the boat. They're like, buddy, do you not care? We're about to die. Okay, that's you right now. Because you just watched all these miracles that God performed in your life. And now there's a hurricane that's in front of you, and you're telling God, you're like, God, what are we going to do next? What are we going to do next? And God is going to look at you and says, what little faith do you have? You thought it was you that brought you up to where you're at right now? No, it was me. So lock in with me, breathe, and go rejoice to your neighbors that I am the God of all.
Amen.
And then through that, you will get the wisdom, the ability, the knowledge, the strength, the relationships, the doors. My mom used to tell me all the time, if God says action, who then for could say cut? So don't look at the problems, the circumstance, the family, the emotions, the finance. All of that is in his hands. He is a holy God. So he knows what's in your heart. Cast them out to him. Tell him, hey, Lord, I'm worried about this. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. Put it at his feet. Now, as a scientist, in our brain where we get anxious, it's one light that turns on, but that same light is where the light flickers when you're grateful. So 2,000 years ago, before they even showed the science aspect of it, Jesus says, why are you being anxious? Be grateful. So whenever you go onto that stage and you're feeling that way, or you're like, well, God, like...
Well, let's be clear. I'm not anxious on stage.
No,
it's
never.
at home when I need a babysitter.
That's
No,
what I'm saying. Any of these things that you find
Yeah.
anxiousness on, or the next journey that you're about to do, is going to be bigger and better because only you know what's about to happen next. I believe that God put that image in you, and sometimes it could get a little daunting.
Interesting. So
yeah.
What I'm hearing you say is that the drive and the next chapter and the new things were already placed within my heart because he had a plan.
And the higher up you go, the more you need him.
Okay.
It's less of you. It's more of him. You know more than anything. The only reason you're teaching your children this is because the moments where you're like out and doubt and you're like, this couldn't have been me. This is all him. The higher up you go, the more it's going to be him, the less it's going to be you. If you're anointed by God, the position in that you want to be as a doctor, as a mother, as a neighbor, is how much Christ did she bring into the room and how much of herself did she bring into the room. When I bring myself on stage, I cheated them. I cheated them. I robbed them. But if I ask God, hey, use me, when I get on stage, whatever they're going through, let them see you and let them see a way out of it.
I pray before every podcast. I've never told anyone that.
Really?
I pray before every podcast, before every time I am supposed to speak to anybody.
Amen. That's what we do too. We always say, God, take control of our tongue. Because like, think about this right here. Our conversation as a friend. Imagine how many people that are not blessed enough to have these type of conversations with a doctor like you or a couple like us, but they'll listen to this podcast, and the only way they got that medicine out of it, that fruit out of it, is if we were vulnerable. And if we can't be vulnerable, and also, why wouldn't you be vulnerable?
Let me ask you another question.
Yeah.
Okay, you
Can you
ready?
turn off the AC? I'm freezing.
Thank you.
Get this guy a blanket.
I know, I
Thank
swear.
God. I'm glad he's
Or
cold
a
today.
hot-
I wore
or
long
a
sleeve
hot
'cause
flash.
She's
Let's
normally
get him a hot flash. Okay. You said a few things, both of you said a few things that really struck me. The higher you go, the more you need God, because it's I don't want to say burden, it's a responsibility. The higher the responsibility. The higher you go, from my experience, the more, well, let me take a step back. I've spent my entire life seeing people the way that I am, expecting loyalty, expecting truthfulness. I'm married to a Navy SEAL. We do things a certain way. We are service-oriented and as transparent as we can be. Those are glasses that I, for whatever reason, feel that other people would be that same way, right? Why would you be anything else? It didn't even occur to me, which is so naive in retrospect, that if someone says, oh, we did X, Y, and Z, you're covered. And I go, oh, well, you're part of my team. Of course you did. What do you say to, as you grow, the more people are attracted to you that have unsavory underpinnings or want things from you or want to be along for the ride or are potentially there to really just take advantage? It's betrayal at its finest. Why?
Yeah.
And that has been my biggest lesson over the last couple months is betrayal.
You're confused. You're like, God, I'm like healing everybody, but then all you're sending me are people are stabbing me in the back.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to know this?
Yeah, I do.
What are the fruits of the Spirit? It's patience, it's kindness, it's loving, it's gentleness. But there's one that we always skip by, and it's called long suffering.
I don't want any of that.
Yeah, but you know what the best part is? Once you handle it, you feel
Tell me.
incredible. And this is something that I've just learned myself as an adult. When you were a little girl till now, God
That was
sees
just
you as
last
this
year.
little girl.
That was just last year. Just want to get that one more age comment out there. Yes.
Well, what I'm saying is, regardless, when God looks at you, he sees this baby girl. And this baby girl looks up at God and says, God, I want to heal the world. And then, so God is trying to ask you, then why are you upset with me for sending you sick people? That sick mentality of stabbing you in the back, that sick mentality of taking advantage of you, those are sick traits. They're uncomfortable and unaligned with God in their life, that they're behaving like their father, and their father is not God. Now, instead of looking at it and saying, God, like, get these people away from me, that's counteracting why God even put you here. Therefore, I say, ask God, God, these people are hurting me, they're harming me, when all I want to do is love. Instead of casting them away from me, Lord, make me so strong that I look at them like my children. When they do something bad, I could humbly and calmly correct them, because I don't get anything from them, Lord. I get all things from you. So if they harm me, praise you, God, you're teaching me and helping them. If they love me, praise you, God, I've done my job, and also I have a good neighbor. There's always a way to rejoice in the Lord and what he's doing. God didn't put you on here to have a free ride on a roller coaster. If you wanted a comfortable job, go work at Honor Health. But he chose you to be at the front line the same way that Marine was. So sometimes it feels like your leg's being blown off spiritually, but God could heal it until you get back up. It was 6 months ago that person stabbed you in the back.
It wasn't that long ago. It was pretty recent.
God, it was 6 minutes ago.
So good. Georgie, so good.
But then the last thing I want to say, just to let it
that's
sink
hard.
in, and this is what's going to help. Every time you feel this way, this is the best way to fix it. This is what I do now. When somebody that I love, a family member, a friend, a colleague, an employee, anybody who does this to me, and I go to God with the audacity to say, hey, what's up with this asshole? You know what God will say to me? How come you've turned your back on me twice, 3 times, 4 times while I was hanging on the cross. What they've done to you is salt compared to what you've done to me. Yet every time you come to me, I care for you, I love you, I protect you. I forget about the things that you've done that hurt me. So then go and forget what they've done to you. It's a debt. It's a spiritual debt. There's a parable in the Bible where this rich king is sitting on his throne and this man came up to him and he's like, sir, I can't pay you back your debt. At that time, what they did is either they beat you senseless or they legitimately killed you because your debt is hanging on your life. So the king then goes to him and he says, you're forgiven. Go. Celebrate with your family. I've eaten your debt. Go. Then what that guy does is he runs to the guy who is indebted to him and he grabs him by the shirt. He goes, you don't understand. You put me in a lot of problems because I couldn't even pay this guy and I almost got back. And so he goes, give me my money. And that guy goes, I can't. I don't have it. And he goes, all right, guards. And he beats him.
Oh, man.
And the guards go to the king and they go, you know that guy you let go of? He ran back and he beat the guy that owed him money. So the king calls him back. He goes, come. He goes, you didn't give him the same grace nor mercy that I gave to you. Jesus explains that parable. That's us. Every time a neighbor does us wrong and we get angry and we hold tension in our heart, God goes, if I had that same opinion that you did, you'd be going to hell. But I put you in paradise with me. So you have overflowingness of riches and forgiveness and grace. So extend that to everybody else. So then don't ask God, why are they doing this to me? Say, God, send them more. Send more broken people towards me.
No.
No. I promise once you get it, you'll be like, send them more because the higher and stronger you get with Christ, the more it's like so much easier. Let me put it this way. What you just explained that you were casually like, I'm going to take a red eye. I'm going to go do this. I have this book. I have this seminar. I could go on stage. Even when it's a joke, you're like, whoa, I never get nervous on stage. What you're saying and what you're calibrating.
Not never, but no, it's more when I have to babysit the kids by myself.
But when you go through this, there's like 1 million women right now that are listening to you like, are you cracked out? Are you on drugs? Like, I don't even want kids and I work at a Baskin Robbins. Like, there's so many things that you're doing to other women. It's incompatible or like they can't even download it in their mind. But you got there and you're breathing fine. And then you're teaching people how.
No, I believe that part of the reason that I can do what I do is because it's from a higher place.
Amen.
Yes. And people are like, oh, you're crazy.
You're lifting weights. And you're looking at the dumbbell. Because let's be honest, the vision that God gave you, right now you're holding 20 pounds. But to be in the room where God put you in, you have to grab the 100 pounds. And you're like,
got that.
There's no way. Yeah, I love that. There's no way for me. There's no way I could do that. But God goes, hey, just remember that when I put you in that room, you'll be ready. So don't overthink it. Don't overanalyze it. When somebody does you wrong,
I like that a lot.
You're focusing not on God. You're focusing on that person that just pissed you off.
That's a
and
really
God
good
says,
call.
hey, you'll focus up here and you'll be at peace.
So good. So good.
I really like that. You know, it's not about the person, it's about the committed.
Mm-hmm.
You're already eating what the Lord put in front of you, and I'm very proud of you. So I don't want you to think that I'm coming at you in a way like, yo, you need to do this. I'm looking at you like LeBron James is with his coach. He doesn't need his coach, but his coach is giving him like little fine tunes that were like, yo, if you just adjust this, bro, you'll fly past your opponents like crazy.
I'm going to get back to you in the next 6 months. For the next 6 months, I'm going to do exactly as you both are saying. And let's see. No, you know what? Even better. You're going to be in Houston in October. And I'm going to report to you.
On stage.
October.
It's not a report. It's going to be a testimony.
I just want to make sure that I'm in town.
Yeah.
Axel, do we know what's on my calendar? I think that I'm in town. Yeah. But I don't know if I'm in town.
I love how this guy, he didn't even look at her calendar, by the way. He goes, that day you're going to be...
No, because I was supposed to go to Brazil, but that Brazil trip got canceled. If you ask Alexia, because we're going to rediscuss this, or I'll come to where you are. But that's only if you send me a plane, because then I'm going to bring the kids, the whole thing. If I am in Houston, which we are going to check, October 10th, I am going to report as to how the next couple months. Wait, that's in a month. In a month.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
All you need is a week.
So good. But something we were talking about too is I think like you pray for God to give you wisdom and understanding of other people, and then he gives it to you, and then you're able to see things differently, but then you start to get upset with the people around you for not having that same wisdom and understanding. So when they do things wrong, then you start to get upset. Well, how could you know better? And it's like, actually, you didn't even know better not that long ago. God just gifted you with the wisdom
that's fair.
to understand.
Amen. And it's even worse. Check this out. You're wielding the weapon that the Lord chose to give to you
A
to
gift.
smite
I
his other
understand.
children.
A gift.
I
That's
understand.
crazy. Think about this. You were lost, you were in a dark room, and then God wielded you a beautiful sword. And instead of grabbing your neighbor who's hurting and bringing him to justice and righteousness, you're like, get away from me. And you whack him with the sword that God gave you. It's even worse than the parable of forgiving your debt. But I want to bring it back to muscle.
Yes, please. I was just
because
going to
I
say.
had some questions too for you, man.
All right, let's go. Let's see those push-ups.
Okay, so my sister came up to me and she goes, muscle.
Which sister is this?
That's my sister.
I know. I didn't know if there was another one.
Oh, no, just one.
By the way, she did give me a protein shake. I've never had as good of service on a podcast or a show. I was able to do.
Let's go, Jess.
Was able to do my push-ups, get a protein shake, and curl my hair.
Did you do a push-ups here?
Yeah.
How many push-ups can you do?
I mean, we
so
usually do 100 a day.
You do 100 a day?
Yeah, but not at the same time.
Question, like, so if I don't do push-ups at all, and I just started doing 100 push-ups a day, would I see that in my physique?
I don't know. Let's try it. That's your okay.
I'll see
You're
you
gonna be
in a
doing that.
month. Imagine I'm just.
Axel, I wanna really know.
You could try to get by, but you'll get trapped.
Actually, I would love to show them both.
I promise I'm funnier on
two
stage.
books.
I promise.
Can I show you, Grant? Can I show? I brought a book for you guys. The book that's out.
Thank you.
And then the other book. When does this podcast? So this is for you guys.
Thank you so much.
Wait, question for you.
And that is muscle fiber on that book.
So this is about muscle.
Yeah, it's muscle fiber.
It's gorgeous.
What's the difference between muscle fiber and muscle? And how bad
But
is...
there's the next book that's coming out, and that actually I wrote that book to both of you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Did you sign it?
I did to both of you.
Where is it?
Thank you.
Oh, here it is.
Thank you so much. So sweet. Forever strong. Ooh, look at you, girl.
Oh yeah, not
That's
airbrushed.
your first book, yeah?
That's my second book. This book is not out, and also
sorry, this is your first book.
that is my first book.
Wait, Forever Strong? That's not...
That's the Playbook.
Coming soon.
This book is coming out January
wow.
27th. Do not open it. It's not a real book on the inside. That's a mock cover. Just giving you the heads up.
Bro,
And
I'm
I
not gonna
will
lie,
tell
that's
you-
my favorite type of book.
Wait.
Oh, sorry.
But there has never been a book like that Playbook. It is written. You can write in it. It has pictures. It has recipes. It has mindset questions that everybody should be asking themselves. It has an ethos.
Wow.
Pretty cool. But the other one is
So,
available.
okay, so then can we go back just a little bit to the beginning of what led
Genesis
you...
1. sorry, I'm so sorry.
What led you to the discovery of the importance of muscle? Why?
Are you
and
ready?
what should we do?
But are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
So I was talking to my producer Axel about this, and I was like, some of this stuff can be kind of depressing. I'm not going to leave you with the depressing part.
Okay.
But I'm going to tell you where muscle-centric medicine came from. Muscle-centric medicine is the concept that muscle is the organ of longevity. It's an organ system,
It's an organ?
just like the thyroid, just like the heart, just like the lungs.
Okay.
When you contract it, it releases hormones that travel throughout the body. Are you interested? Have I sold yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've sold you. Okay, good. I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page of
We're
interest.
buying what you're putting
Okay,
down.
yes. Okay. Well, it gets even better. I did a fellowship in geriatrics. So I studied nutritional sciences as an undergraduate, went to medical school, did 2 years of psychiatry and 3 years of family medicine.
What is geriatrics?
Thank you, friend.
Thank you.
The study of individuals 65 and older.
Like my daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not necessarily your listeners. So while I'm talking about this, I know you're not thinking about aging, but what I will tell you is
plan for it.
what you do now, just like you are telling me about the Lord and about what is to come, you're not planning for the future. You're here.
Yeah.
What you do today dictates everything about how you show up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay? I was doing a study on body composition and brain function. So the level of body fat of a person, and I was imaging their brain.
Yeah.
They were all women participants, and this one participant, she was a 50-year-old woman with 3 kids, had always put herself last. Think about it. I think about my mom's friends, and I mean, my mom happened to have been fit, but my mom's friends were always cycling through, oh my gosh, did you see this new diet, this cabbage soup diet, this diet, that diet? I imaged this woman's brain, and her brain looked like the beginning of an Alzheimer's brain.
Wow.
And as you can tell, I am a very heart-centered person. Do not blow my cover. I like to appear tough at 5'1" and 110 pounds. Okay?
Okay.
So when I saw her brain, I was devastated. I felt like I failed her, that the medical establishment had failed her, that she was doing everything, quote, right. Doing a lot of cardio, following the food guide pyramid, going through cycles of novelty, of weight loss, and her brain looked like Swiss cheese. And it was at that moment that I knew we were looking at the wrong tissue. It wasn't body fat that mattered. It was muscle.
Whoa, so this whole journey of yours started by helping your mother's friend.
Well, she wasn't my mother's friend, but this was a study participant who I really felt connected to.
Got it.
And I took a vow that I would never let that happen to anyone else. And then I was going to help solve that for the world.
So somebody like me, during COVID, I picked up bad habits. I was smoking a lot of weed. I think that destroyed my body, by the way.
Do you believe that to be true?
I believe that, okay, I don't think necessarily marijuana destroyed me. I think the guilt and the shame of it destroyed me.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify.
Okay, I would love to know your thoughts on this.
I agree with that.
And then...
but that's the past.
Thank you. And then I had a really bad habit, and I still have it now, and I'm trying to fix it, is I don't eat anything during the day, and I just eat a lot right before I go to bed.
I'm going to connect you to our practice, and it's on me. I'm going to set you up with a nutritionist.
Oh, and you know what? I'll document the whole thing, and I'll put it out there. So
I'm going to set you up with, we have a wonderful nutritionist, Kayla Martin, extraordinary. But here's the deal.
Yeah.
I'm gifting it to you, so you have to do it.
What does it mean, though?
Wait, time out. No, yes or no?
What am I saying?
Yes, I'm in.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm always in.
So I'm going to, because I have to pay her to take care of you, I'm going to pay for it, but you're going to do it.
Okay, question for
Nope.
you.
Yes
Okay,
or no?
okay, I'm in.
Yes or no?
But I'm in, but what about touring and stuff? Because I'm a touring guy now. I'm a touring guy.
I'm also touring.
So how do you eat clean when you're out and about?
Well, I'm going to show you. But remember how I started this by saying humans are predictable?
Yes.
Do you know the hotel you're going to?
We're at an Airbnb.
Do you know the Airbnb you're going to?
I do?
Do you know what your tour schedule is?
Yeah.
Do you know how the internet has Instacart?
Yeah.
I just solved it for you.
So we have to cook there too?
No, who said anything about cooking? I don't cook when I travel. I have beef jerky, dried beef, you name it, chicken, or I have the stuff planned and delivered to your Airbnb.
Now, how do you feel about
So wait a second. I just solved, there's no more excuses, because I believe that the Lord needs you to be healthy. Like you have to.
I do believe that
But you
too.
have to.
Yeah, I gained too much weight. You know how much weight I gained?
How much?
It doesn't look like it because I hold it well, but I gained 40 pounds.
Also, look at your beautiful wife. I bet you she works out.
Yeah, and it's not fair that I did that to her. You know how sexy I was when we first
Okay,
met?
listen.
I'm
do you
sorry about
wait,
that.
time out. Do you understand?
You're lucky I'm funny.
Okay, do you understand that women, we don't actually care about that?
Thank God.
I mean, is it true? We really
It's
don't
so
care.
true.
We
I
don't
mean,
care
to
about
me,
that.
you're the most handsome man ever. So
That's also true.
I gave her a 5 to say that.
Yeah.
I just said, like, make sure you sell them.
yeah, I was like,
It's a pretty cheap agreement.
I know. That's all I could afford. That's all I could afford.
What's gonna be okay? So you say they're predictable. What's
this is important.
Got it.
She had spent her whole life doing these crash dieting. And listen, is your audience male, female? Like who's
They're
watching?
honestly, believe it or not, they're wide. We had elderly people at my show.
Okay.
So there is people that are geriatric.
Who are watching your shows?
There is geriatrics.
Okay. Why don't I love the geriatrics, but that's not what I'm talking about. Doesn't matter if you are male or female. Being strong is a responsibility. It's not a luxury. Having the fact that your nutrition is dialed in is not a luxury. It is a responsibility. For you to do the work in the world that you need to do, you need to be strong. I'm not trying to lecture. This is simply an invitation.
No, I love this.
You have to be strong, you have to be capable, and you have to be committed.
Amen. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. Whether you're an Airbnb, whether you are traveling, whether you are doing whatever it is, there's only one way to do it wrong: to have an excuse.
Is your diet locked in tight?
Yeah.
So you don't have soda?
If I wanted soda, I'd have diet soda.
I heard diet is like worse for you than
No.
regular.
Do you like Olipop?
Wait,
I
hold on.
love
Me
Olipop.
too.
Grape, sign me up. Want to sponsor my
That's
show?
my favorite.
Olipop.
Are you guys
wanna-
best friends?
We are.
Yes.
It was immediate.
Yeah, I felt
It was
it.
immediate.
Grape and apple is the best flavor.
I've never had apple.
Oh, you'd love it.
Do we have the Coca-Cola one here?
Yeah.
Do you want a Coca-Cola one?
There's a
I'll
cola
take it.
Olipop.
I've never
Jess,
had
could you
that
grab
one.
the Coca-Cola one? It's in the cabinets and stuff. But
No, it's in the fridge
I'm
to
so
the
sorry.
left.
I'm actually very curious. I want this to be like because I want to
So listen.
better myself.
So you have to. And here's what I see with a lot of very spiritual people.
Yeah.
They are very spiritually focused and much less embodied.
Dude, that's so funny you say, bro. That's so.
I'm a woman. I'm
Funny
not a
you
bro.
saying that.
But that's okay.
I literally, I
you go.
felt that. You know what it is? It's exhausting. It's like my mental and spiritual
know.
realm is so much work that when I get to my body, I'm like,
But can I tell you something about that actually?
Always.
Is that, you
But I
know,
do have fun. I run around.
for me personally, I think I grew up like very much caring about the way that I look and, you know, my physique and all that stuff for like many different reasons. So before I had a relationship with God, my like passion, my drive behind it was just because I wanted to look good. But then as I started, so I've never lost that. But then as I started having my relationship with God, I started realizing that He tells you that your body is your temple and He lives within us. And so my temple, I have the Spirit of God in me. And so therefore I should be taking care of the temple that God has given me. So He's given me a totally different outlook now of like the reason why I want to be healthy, why I want to work out, why I want to eat good is because this is the vessel that He gave me. And so I want it to reflect, you know what I mean? The spirit that lives inside of me.
I am about to drop another bomb. Are you ready?
yes.
My kids are strong. You know why? They're not just strong because they train with mommy and daddy. They're strong because I trained. I trained before pregnancy, I trained during pregnancy, and I trained after pregnancy.
Genetics
There's
have a lot to do with
genetic
it, yeah.
imprint. I had hyperemesis gravidum my first pregnancy, which means I threw up 9 to 15 plus times a day.
Oy.
Is that because you're working out?
No, it's because my daughter came out exactly the way she came out, and I was just so lucky. It taught me a lot. And by the way, hyperemesis gravidum is no joke.
I didn't even know how to pronounce that.
I don't even know how to spell it. But my husband was still active duty. I was alone in New York City, pregnant, traveling on the subway from downtown to uptown while throwing up between 9 to 15 times a day, okay? I had two choices. One, well, I'm not gonna work out because I'm sick. Or two, guess what? You're sick and you're going to be sick for the next 9 months. So you can either A, work out, or B, not work out. It was happening anyway. So I brought a barf bag with me. I would do a set, I throw up. I do another set, I throw up. Brother, you don't have it that bad. All you have to do is show up in your Airbnb, have some steak, do a couple push-ups, and you'll be just fine. And not just for you, but for your babies.
Let's go. That's
Also, time out. How are we doing on time? Okay. Because I don't want to leave it. I'm just going to talk to you forever.
Perfect.
Because, by the way,
I want to speed through this, and if we want 15,
is-
I got questions.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
cardio, good, bad. How do we feel about cardio?
Good.
Like, okay, so do you lift weights
sedentary
before
here.
or no?
Sedentary, good, bad. Bad.
What?
Being sedentary.
What does that mean?
Meaning
nothing?
not moving.
So how long? Okay, so when
So just sitting and doing nothing.
for burning fat though, what is better, cardio or lifting weights?
Great question. I suppose it depends at the speed, but if what you're asking for is body transformation, then you have to lift weights. If you want to
I
transform
want to
your
lose
body,
my belly.
okay, so let's start
So
lifting
it's not
weights.
walking. I've been walking uphill
Great.
every day.
How's that working?
I wish it was faster,
So let's.
but I'm also eating terrible at the same time.
No, you're not. Not after this.
Yeah, not after this.
No, not after this. We are going to set you up in the practice, and then I want to hear it.
Okay.
You have till October 10th.
Let's go.
Okay, so question. Good for you.
You
Okay,
should see
so
my husband.
so
It's
should
bigger
I
than my head.
should I lift before cardio or do cardio and then lift?
What do you want to do? I don't care.
I like walking, but they say that it's bad because it interferes with your
It
lifting.
doesn't. And maybe if you're an elite athlete, okay.
Hey.
I mean,
Is it more when you're
Look
like
at me.
trying to break, like you already have your results and you're trying to refine, and then you're like, okay, maybe I need to do it before or after, like that kind of thing?
I would say you prioritize. First of all, I don't care what you're doing. I want you doing something. Okay. Second of all, if it matters to improve your body composition, then you have to be lifting weights. What guy doesn't want a six pack? It starts with training and diet.
Yeah.
You want to throw some cardio in there? Great. But if I can get you to commit to 3 to 4 days a week of training, you know what? I'm going to do something else. My trainer, his name is Carlos Mata. I'm going to throw him in there. I'm going to pay
It's
for
the
him
full
too.
team, bro. I look
That's
like
right.
I'm just.
No, you know what? Your job is too important for you not to have this dialed in.
I would love to be
The
dialed
only
in.
way that you can, there's the armor of God. I'm sure you know about the
Helmet
armor
of
of God.
salvation.
The
shield
belt of truth.
Amen.
The shield of salvation.
Yep.
Chest plate of righteousness.
And the chest plate of righteousness.
My favorite are the sandals of peace.
Guess what? What does that go on?
Your body. Yeah, I guess I can't be weak underneath here.
So beginner's guide, what are the top weightlifting exercises that they can do?
Oh, do you have to work out legs?
Yeah. No?
Hi, Mom. Just kidding.
Do you have to work
Wait.
out legs? Is it that important? When I do the
What, is
cardio
it
and I
uni-
run and stuff, is that good
is
enough?
it Universal Chest Day over here? What is it?
No, but low-key,
I don't understand.
you love working out your chest, bro. I'm sorry.
Damn, get that off your chest.
You love working
Get
out
that
your
off your
chest.
chest,
You're
bro.
always
What
working
is this, Universal Chest Day?
So you,
Brother, yes, you want to be holistically strong.
So how does that work? Like when do you break off each
Okay.
day for a body part?
No, we are going to simplify it, and it's going to be undeniable and accessible for you. Number 1, 3 to, you know what? Not even an option. 3 days a week.
I go to the gym every day.
3 days a week,
Yeah.
45 minutes. I'm setting the standard, 45, maybe 60 minutes of focused full body training. 3 days a week. I'm going to get a program to you.
Got it.
3 days a week of full body focused training. That's it. And then after you are done doing that, we are going to throw in some activity, walking, moving, because you can't just sit around all day. And then nail your diet. You're going to start your day with protein. No more fasting and then eating pizza at night. Like, who does that? No. DoorDash is cut off.
Bro, you would literally throw up
I
if you
would.
saw
I
what
almost
ate.
threw up. I did.
I have like two double doubles, 2 large
No.
fries, a
Okay,
large
that
Coke.
is that. Okay, also,
All
I'm
before bed.
I'm also
I'm
offended.
gonna look bad for what I
Wait,
eat.
Wait,
Sorry.
are you serious? That offends me.
No, like it.
You're
that,
not
that,
taking care of yourself. It is
that,
not.
by the way, it wasn't even it. Like I could have kept going. Like it gets a lot worse. Like I have Lebanon flaming hot
No, no.
Doritos
You
with
don't
Gatorade.
know the amount of
Earmuffs.
you don't know
Earmuffs.
the amount that I tell him
No.
every day.
Well, he's never going to listen to his wife. He's never going to listen to his wife.
I always listen to my wife. It's not
Actually, he
about
does. He does a really good job at it.
Oh, really?
Just not with that. Just not with that.
Really? This is
She's
not
right next to me.
selective listening.
I do have that.
Okay. Yes, you're male. My husband, every day, all have the same thing. And I'm training my son to not do that. I'm like, Leonidas, are you listening to me?
Leonidas. Wow.
Yeah.
So my
Powerful name.
son's Leonidas Michael,
Yeah.
named after the king of the Spartans. And my daughter is Ares Hunter, named after the god of war.
My goodness, bro.
Totally wallflowers, as you would expect. Anyway, back to you.
Yeah.
3 days a week, full body resistance training. That's it. We're going to get you a program. You're going to stick to it. And what I'm not going to hear you say is, I don't have access to the gym. You're going to find an Airbnb that has a gym. If I can do it and I travel, you can do the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Number 2, first and last meal of the day, you're going to prioritize protein. Jess made me a protein shake. Okay? It's sitting right over there. I haven't even had a chance to drink it all. Your sister was able to nail my nutrition. She can do it for me. I know she cares way. I mean, listen, she
Did you
probably loves
start
me,
with
but
protein in the morning?
She cares way more about you, and it's accessible.
Yeah.
So we've now simplified that. But a bigger issue, which you and I are going to agree to right now. So if my job is to take care of people that change the world, their job is to uphold their end of the bargain.
Yeah.
So your job is no more fast food. That's it. No more fast food. That's it.
What about if you're on tour?
Georgie.
Can I get hold on. Can I get a lettuce wrap burger?
Great.
So that's fine.
Okay, fine.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Okay.
But no fries, no soda.
Like you just threw that. It's kind of, it threw that. It's metaphorically speaking.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
No more fast food.
What are the meals look like? Is it like a Paul Saladino thing where it's only meat? Or is like, do you like
No.
veggies and stuff
Do
too?
I look like I eat only meat? I've got good skin, hair, and nails. Mm-hmm. Say yes.
You
Say
have perfect
yes.
hair and nails. But my mind is, I didn't know that was a problem for people that just eat meat.
Fruits and vegetables and fiber matter. Everyone listening wants tighter skin. They want less wrinkles, tighter skin. Resistance training increases musculature, allows you to have tightened skin, and increases blood flow. Okay? I've just solved it.
Eat all the good vitamins.
Your plate is simple. Fruits and vegetables, if you want it, I don't care. I mean, I think you should
love
have
fruits
it.
and vegetables. Yeah.
Okay? And some source of protein. It could be Greek yogurt, which, by the way, last time I checked, you don't have to cook.
Yeah.
All you need is a spoon.
And that's a meal.
That's
Like,
a meal.
So yogurt with like nuts and berries.
I'm so excited for you now. Yes. There's only one way to do it wrong. There's only one way to do it wrong.
What?
Not do it.
So can I ask you this? Because I think that a lot of times the problem that ends up being, I think with everybody, right, is just consistency and is wanting to be consistent. Because it's not like he doesn't have access to all these things. You know, we eat at home most of the time and he has access to having healthy meals all the time, right? Like I cook all the time. But I think it's just like being able to like really stay consistent. So what would you say to somebody? What advice as a doctor do you give them to have that drive to be disciplined in their nutrition?
Belle, I love this question. And it goes back to my original statement. It's almost like we planned this episode perfectly.
Yeah.
You're predictable. You are fully predictable. You know, if you tell yourself, you know what, I'm too tired to get up and train in the morning, I'm going to go at 5 o'clock at night, you know you're not going to do it. You have to lean into your human weakness and solve for that.
Yeah.
The weaknesses don't just happen. You know what they are and you know what's coming and you plan for it. And you do not fool yourself that you say, tomorrow I'm going to be better and depend on yourself.
Yeah.
We do not act when we are interested. We act when we're committed. And if you can commit to your spiritual life, then you can commit to your physical life.
Amen.
And that's it. I've solved it for you.
Dude, thank you so much for coming over, bro. This was
Thank you.
this was an amazing episode.
This was so fun.
God willing, we could do it again. And is there anything that you want to tell them before you head out that you're excited about, or anything they want you to check
When
them
is
out?
this going to air? Do we know?
Maybe 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a great book called Forever Strong. The Playbook, it's available for pre-order. It comes out January 27th, but it's available for pre-order. We have a full medical practice. They can go to Strong Medical or my website, Dr. Gabrielle Lyon, and they are going to watch you transform.
Yeah. Amen.
And, which is very exciting, you can find me on Instagram. Did I miss anything? YouTube, podcast.
Yeah.
Dr. Gabrielle
Could
Lyon
you put
Show.
all this stuff in the description as well, too? Yeah. Thank you so much.
And most importantly, I don't think I've ever had as much fun on a podcast.
Oh, thank you so
was a
much.
blessing.
You're so
Thank you so much.
wonderful.